To China and Chinese people, 1978 was a unique and remarkable year. The life of Chinese people has witnessed huge changes since then. Birth. China's birth rate was close to that of India and Brazil back in the 1960s. China adopted the well-known one-child policy in the early 1970s, literally one family being allowed to have only one child in general. The birth rate has fallen sharply to 1% to 3% during the past decades. The policy has been completely discarded, and all families are allowed to have 2 children beginning in 2015. Education. The public education expenditure in China has been growing in terms of the proportion in its GMP. China's compulsory education system came into practice in 1986, but only until 2006 did all students from elementary to junior high schools benefit from school fees exemption. In 1977, the government restarted the National College Entrance Examination, or Gaokao. In 2018, 9.75 million students attended Gaokao, which is a bloody competition. If you don't like it, go abroad. In 2017, China's overseas students increased 4 times compared with 10 years ago. Food. Food comes before all is a well-known Chinese saying. However, over 1/3 of Chinese population didn't have enough food during the 1970s. From the 1950s to late 1980s, every day Chinese would have vegetables such as turnips and cabbages as their main dishes. Want some meat? That was festival-only feast. Through the 1980s to the 1990s, most Chinese had solved the problem of feeding themselves. Their daily dishes varied from eggs to pork, beef to various vegetables and fruits. Now, balanced nutrition becomes a critical issue on many Chinese tables. Marriage. In different periods, a newlywed couple would prepare a 3-piece golden rule set of household objects: watch, bicycle, and sewing machine in the 1970s, fridge, TV set, and washing machine in the 1980s. Now, they are apartment, car, and money. Getting married was exceptionally simple. A wedding photo and a home dinner met the standard, but now you need a motorcade, a church, and sometimes an international flight for your guests. Income and consumption. Over the past 4 decades, China's GDP per capita surged around 155 times. In the 1970s, ordinary Chinese had to pay averagely 6.6 days' income for 1 kilogram of pork, while Americans only paid 2 hours' salary for the same thing in their country. But by 2017, the gap had narrowed to 2 hours for Chinese versus 1.5 hours for Americans. China has become a global consumption engine. However, consumption primarily meant buying food and clothing for Chinese back in 1978. After 4 decades, China stands in the UN's Rich Country League. Elderly care. Like many Western countries, Chinese population is gradually aging. China's current pension system was established during 1990s. After retiring, every employed citizen can withdraw the pension withheld during in-service periods on a monthly basis. With a more insured life, Chinese are now showing more interest in traveling in their old age, as well as group entertaining activities.